What is up, everybody? This is the Atari 5200. So this was one, if you would have asked me, say, I don't know, probably like 6-7 years ago, I couldn't have told you what it is. Now, growing up, my parents kind of introduced me to the, we just called it the Atari. We didn't call it the Atari 2600, but that's what it was the Atari 2600. So, for my childhood, that's all we knew it was as the Atari. But of course, now we know there were several systems that had come out in the Atari lineup. This is the Atari 5200, and then you also had the Atari 7800 series, which is the one that came out directly after this. So it's one I kind of learned about through YouTube searches and things like that. It's one that I've been trying to track down locally probably for the past 3 to 4 years. I've really been searching hard for this. I didn't want to go to, say, like eBay or something like that. You can obtain this through those sites, but you're looking for everything that you see here. I've got a lot of stuff here. You're looking between $300 and $400 for a working system. So I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to find it locally. I just wanted to find it locally. Yeah, the thrill of the hunt sometimes is the greatest part about retro gaming. So this is the Atari 5200, like I was saying. It does work. I have actually tested it out. I actually obtained it through Facebook Marketplace. That's a good little place to go, especially if you're still trying to find deals on things. It's getting harder and harder to find deals on these retro games and things like that, because, well, everybody's got the internet, everybody's got a cell phone, so they just pull up price charting, eBay, whatever, and they see what these games are worth, and they of course list them for the highest possible price they can get out of it. So yeah, so I got the system, and I got the trackball, which is a really cool controller for specific games. For example, Super Breakout. This controller works great for things like that. It's kind of a pricey accessory, so when I seen that this actually came with it, I was like, yeah, I definitely got to get that. Like I said, I got a great deal on it. So when I seen it on there, I drove about, I don't know, probably a little over an hour for it, which is not too bad. But yeah, when I seen it for that price, I didn't ask to go down on it. I just said, yep, we got to go get that. So I set up a time and I went and got it. It did come with some standard controllers. Now, if anybody out there is familiar with the Atari 5200, the controllers are the Achilles heel of the Atari 5200. They rarely, well, I almost want to say never, they usually don't work. There's always something wrong with them. Normally the culprit is there is a flex circuit board that is inside here that goes bad fairly quickly too. So neither one of these technically work. Now, one of them's a little better. The joystick on this one here actually does work. So, but the keypad, of course, does not work. So I ordered a flex board. I've watched a few videos on it, and it doesn't seem like it's that hard to prepare. So you're looking at a $15 to $20 fix. That's why if you look up these controllers on eBay, they usually still fetch between $15, $20, $25 even for a broken one, because that is usually the main thing that's wrong with them, is that flex circuit board. But it's repairable, so you can invest in some broken ones. I mean, it's still a crapshoot, so you don't really know what is wrong with it, but usually that is the main issue with them. So one thing I did want to mention on the Atari 5200, this is the 4-port system. Now, there is a 2-port system as well as far as the controllers. There are some other differences besides how many ports that they have. The 4-port, one thing is it has this little glossy finish to it, to whereas the 2-port has the kind of matte finish to it. The matte seems to look better over time and not show some of the scratches that the gloss finish tends to display on these 4-port systems. Also, the way that they hook up is with this. This is the RF switcher for it, and the power cord actually connects to the RF switcher and then into your outlet, which is very unique. The 2-port system connects directly, the power adapter connects directly to the 2-port system. But those are the main differences between the two. Whether one's better than the other one, there's probably not too much of a difference. Some people do not like this. They have issues with the little box right here, but like I said, I tested it out and everything seems to work perfectly fine. It's got a great picture with it. It did come with some games. Now the thing about the Atari 5200, so now I don't know exactly how long the life cycle was of it. I know, like I said, you had the 2600, the 5200, and then the 7800, but there are not a lot of games for it. There were a ton of games for the Atari 2600. But on the 5200, now as far as officially licensed games, you only had, from what I looked up, you had 69 titles. And a lot of those titles were even games that originally was on the 2600, but was just a graphical upgrade. Like this is Frogger right here. This is one of my favorite titles growing up. I love this game. My mom kind of showed it to me when I was younger. It was one of the first games I ever played. This and of course Mario, but I really like this one, and it looks a lot better on the Atari 5200. So I got Centipede right here. That was a good one as well. I got Miss Pac-Man and her boyfriend Pac-Man. I'm guessing their girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't really know the story, but yeah, I've got those. I have Galaxian. I already showed that one. Football. Never been a big sports title person, but I'll give it a shot. And of course, this is Super Breakout. This is what I was explaining with the trackball controller. So there's a little bar. It's kind of like a Pong bar at the bottom of the screen, and you kind of bust the little blocks at the top. But it's much easier to roll the ball than use the joystick that the Atari 5200 standard controllers have. Pole Position, and another classic, Space Invaders. What is cool is I also got a lot of the manuals that comes with the games. So I thought that was really cool. Even the Atari 5200 Super System, the Advanced Game System for State-of-the-Art Entertainment. Yep. Okay. And the trackball. So yeah, really, really cool stuff there. Something I do want to mention. Okay, so on these controllers, you'll notice, so they have these little, this numerical pad. This 1 through 9, 0 pound key. Yeah. So yeah, it's like a numerical pad. So these games would come with, I'll give you a good example. So they come with these little cards. They're actually on the back of the games right here. So what you would do, they're like little overlays, and you would put it on top of this numerical pad right here. Kind of slides into these little notches, and it would tell you, because each thing each game was wired to use different inputs on this controller. So it would have what these options actually meant when you use the overlay, which was a really, really cool feature. So it was like a button layout, it mapped the buttons out. I thought that was really, really interesting. Put that back in there. So yeah, that kind of goes over. Like I said, I really wanted this system for many years. What's interesting is I didn't really realize as this was going how much I actually wanted this system. So I would always go into these retro gaming stores with my girlfriend, and I would always ask, because I had the 2600, I had the 7800 in my collection, and I would always ask, do you have the Atari 5200? But I didn't really realize how much I was actually asking the same question every time I went in. And I was talking with my girlfriend one day about kind of systems, I wanted and stuff like that. And she said, I know which one you want. I said, which one? She said, the Atari 5200. I was like, man, I really do ask that question every time I go in there. But I didn't realize I was even asking it. But I was. And she kind of brought it to my attention. So I wanted this system more than I even realized I wanted this system. It's like it became kind of an obsession to a certain extent. Gradually wanting it more and more and more, to the point to where I didn't really necessarily know why I wanted it so much. But yeah, I did want it a lot. And now I finally got it, and I'm really excited to delve into it and really play all the games that there is for it. So I have 2, 4, okay, so I got 9 games in my collection right now. Are there any games that any of you would recommend that I play for this system? It doesn't have, I guess there are titles that aren't necessarily official titles as well. So any game for the Atari 5200, I would love to hear from you what y'all have had experience with, what y'all have enjoyed playing. So yeah, I'd like to, like I said, I really want to crack down on it and really just get into what makes it so great. Try to figure out why I wanted it so much as well. So yeah, thanks. Thank you to everybody who watched this video. If you enjoy what you're seeing, the content that you're seeing, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell. That way you get notified if we do some live streams sometimes. We also do some action figure reviews. Caveman's got some awesome action figures. So you get notified when we do those things. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day.